owned, the Carlyle Group was owned by George W. like the Bush family. They're like massive shareholders now.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that.
That's weird, isn't it? Like, I didn't know that. And then it talks
they
about
basically funded him becoming who he was, and then they like.
Yeah, but then they started the war. Like,
yeah,
it's a
I know
war
exactly.
that can never end. Like, it's amazing. And then that whole anti-terrorist legislation that basically just gives people know who it was. It's a very American-based documentary, though.
America's a pretty fucked up country, though.
So is England.
Yeah.
But
America's got more power.
Pretty fucked up.
America's like got like a lot of power. So.
What interests me is that like Rockefeller and JP Morgan, you know, the big bankers, like the bankers in like the like the turn of the century, the little banks, they like they intentionally crashed the market so they could get the federal banking system in place, saying that it would have stability for the American people, whereas it is just a way of just filtering money out. Because every dollar that they turn out instantly has a debt attached to it.
I didn't know
so the more money you turn out, the more debt you turn out.
But that's kind of what you're studying, isn't it? That's what you're saying.
No, but it's the thing that money only has the power because it's the power we give it.
Yeah.
If we took that away, like, things only have the power that we give them.
Yeah, because the thing is that we could clear the debt by just clearing it. But
yeah, but it wouldn't work. People wouldn't stay. The people that are in money wouldn't stay in money, would they?
Yeah.
We're like. I think of it as like a machine. We're like little cogs in the machine, and if like we all just decided to stop, we just stop with it.
It is weird because like it's just money, like it's just paper.
The shocking thing was there was a thing that like George W. Bush said when he was trying to put the anti-terrorist legislation out. It was a whole thing about like our children, families, women aren't safe and everything, and then we need to take measures in securing our domestic security. And like Hitler said the same thing when he introduced the Gestapo. Like, that's a bit weird, isn't it? And he's just like watching interviews of George W. Bush. He's actually just a moron. Like
he's just really scary. Have you seen that kind of like weird comic book that they did with like Tony Blair and George W. Bush? Where
I think I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, like there's a weird like comic book like
morons. Like,
but that's politics.
They're all the thing I've read. Have you read that thing in the paper about that? That censoring of like what I can't remember the exact. It's like the whole thing about they put in that new law. It passed like 2:30 yesterday morning, and it was like a law that meant they can all. It's not. They didn't use the word censor, but it's like censoring the media.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it, so they can tell you to withdraw it. You can put like fines on things like that. It's basically like just telling people they can't
It's very
right.
It's all very 1984. Have you read 1984?
Yeah, no, George Orwell's 1984. Yeah.
It's really weird because like it's messed up because you read that and you think, oh, like, but it's
that'll never happen.
But it
very well could do. Like,
yeah, no, that's the thing. Like
it's like China. All their news on the internet is like censored, isn't it?
That like Chinese culture basically is 1984.
Yeah.
Because like they can like we can look up on Google, we can like search on Google and we will find everything.
Exactly.
But
they can't. They're
like
censored.
There's so much censored. Like they can't even like look up.
It's worrying. It could be like that for us.
But then again, they could be censoring stuff and we don't know.
Exactly. You don't know. It's worrying. And the fact that the fact that worries me at the end of it all comes down to money. It all does just eventually trickle down to money.
I'd hate to be in banking or. The thing is, there is obvious. It's society. And politics. There's obviously a lot going on that we will never be aware of.
It's the acceptance of it that we will just accept it. You know what I mean? We know something's wrong, but no one wants to talk about it.
It's quite scary.
Like that movie you talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant, you know what I mean? It's like it's there, but no one actually just wants to mention it because it's like, oh yeah, if you leave me alone in my little house with all my little things, like my TV, clothes, my toaster, my oven. Like if you leave me alone, just leave me in here. I won't question anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that when I was looking at the lyrics of Talking Heads, and the song Once in a Lifetime, it's like quite a famous song, and David, people said that the lyrics were about they were kind of taking the piss out of American culture, but then he was like, that's not what it's about. And there's this quote saying that we're walking around half awake, we're kind of half unconscious, we have our cars, we have money, we have our families, but at the end of the day we're just we're kind of not aware, because all these things happen and we just kind of, it just happens, we don't really.
Yeah, but it's the thing, isn't it? We're people. We can the one thing that kind of sets us apart from animals is we question things, you know what I mean? Like, we have that ability, like, you know, and it just makes me think, like, we just kind of don't do that anymore, do we? We just accept things, because someone in power says that's what it is, then people are like, yeah, okay, they know more than me. It's like, no, they don't, they're idiots.
But the thing is
That way they got into power was because people who have been in money their whole lives have funded them to be like, it's a good example, look at Rupert Murdoch.
yeah.
As a man of power, he took advantage of it. Do you know what I mean? And then, he's not the only one. He was just an example that got caught. Like,
But he owns, well, before the scandal last year, like, he
I looked
did.
into it for my media project.
He owns so much.
He owns Fox, he owns Sky, he owns
like everything.
He owns every like
And
big
then, like,
media conglomerate.
And then like Coke own like everything as well.
Ridiculous. Trying to get away from it.
But I don't know, like the world is pretty fucked up.
I'm not saying we're going to try and change it, because you can't change it. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't change it because everybody has to make a decision.
And also
themselves.
a lot of people are manipulated by the media.
You can't tell people how to think.
No.
You can't. You have to let them do it for themselves.
But it's quite obvious.
But what I want to do is figure it out myself. Do you know what I mean? So that I fit into it. I don't want to take the deluded step.
I guess also,
thinking
like,
I can tell people how to live.
Figure out how you can like translate your like ideas of this like
Vision.
into photography.
Well, I'm going to try and infiltrate a different class thing. I'm going to start with squats. To someone who lives like those who are with squats. So I'm going to hang around with infantry. Then we're going to try and get into like all the upper class establishments. Right, I don't know, like try and just get in there. Get a picture of people how they live, like follow them about and stuff. And then just do that. And just work from there. Research old cultures as well. How they worked and how they changed now. You know, cultures in Amazon for rainforests.
Yeah. It's going to be a good
They wear
project.
t-shirts and stuff now, don't they?
It would be way cool if you could like go on holiday to the Amazon. Obviously that's
Go hang
obviously-
around with some like
That
tribal
can't happen.
members.
You probably like die.
Probably, I don't think I'd be ready.
It would probably be like an apocalypse now moment. Like you're in your boat, like and then you're going there, and it's like
paddling down a stream like hippos.
you probably like
Is that a good idea?
you would probably die.
I think I'd definitely die because I haven't had any shots. I don't know what. Do you know what I mean? There's insects in there.
Yeah. But you get when you go to a place like that, you get your shots. But like basically you would die
It's just
because
me on my own
yeah,
planning an
especially
excursion into the Amazon rainforest.
yeah, it just wouldn't.
I would not know what to bring.
Yeah, like it doesn't really matter who like because when we can vote, like the next time we vote,
Oh, I can't wait.
it doesn't matter who gets in power because they're all going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd
say,
ra-
at the end of the day-
like, it's like, I'd rather vote and say,
yeah,
and then
have
then
your
I
say.
can moan because
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? If I haven't voted, I don't have the right to moan. I don't have the
You
right
don't have
to,
the right to say
comment on it.
anything really.
Because like me and Andrew having a conversation yesterday, and I was like talking about like economics and shit. He was like, oh man, economics is just shit, like all that, you know, like the institutions that are behind them. I was like, you can't moan about them if you don't know it. Like, I want to know more about them. Do you know what I mean? So I can
Yeah.
understand it more. I don't just want to moan and just be like, yeah, I don't like them because
See-
I know they're bad. I want to understand why they're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pretty much like don't. I'll vote, but like I don't even know who I will vote for because when it was like last time
Who's less
voting, like obviously you couldn't vote, but I was doing sociology, so I did a lot of research into manifestos and like parties, and I was like, I wouldn't want to vote for any of these people.
Don't do you?
Because even though, like, because you know, like, at the time when we were voting, well, when our parents were voting, it was like, everyone was like, oh, Lib Dems, like, stuff like that. But, like, look at them.
Yeah,
Like,
they've sold everyone
yeah,
out.
they've
They've backed
decided
this
to-
whole thing of like making censoring the media almost. Like that's the beginning. Like some people are like, oh no, it's a good thing. It means they can't, you know, intrude on people's privacies
No.
and like it's not a good thing. Like, you know. People
Because
don't like being
there's
poked
always
at because
also
it
there's
makes them
always
think
an
about things
ulterior
they don't want to
motive.
think about.
There's always like something else that they could be hiding.
No, it's the thing, they can just censor things there. They can tell people what to do. There's definitely like some sort of political agenda behind it.
It's not just so celebrities are protected.
Well, like
Obviously,
people,
it's
they're
so
saying that it's
stupid.
It's what I mean, like this whole thing about like, you know, like that whole anti-terrorist legislation, like, you know, like the Gestapo and everything. That's how it all starts, isn't it? They say they're trying to protect people. Then that's it, just trying to tell them what to do and what they can't do. It's the beginning of.
And what can we do? We can't really. There's nothing that
Well,
we can do.
it's like the whole smoking fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it seems like a bit of a weak example, but you know, like they say, like you can't smoke in a pub. Like,
Yeah.
You get a £500 fine. It's like on the spot fine. That's just like a. that's a load of shit. Like that's made up from someone that like never has lived in this country as part of the European Union or something. It's like if I go into a pub now and light up cigarettes, they're just gonna go right. You have to pay. I was like, no, I don't. It's just they don't want to take me to court. Like it's all.
But also, like, you know, the whole like trying to get people to stop him. You know, like trying. One of the things was they want to get to a place where people can't smoke in their houses and stuff. It's like that is stupid because also like smoking in a car. It's they bought that car, like they can smoke in their car if they want to smoke.
I know, it's ridiculous. Isn't it? It's just like someone that you've never met is trying to tell you what to do. It just seems
Like, because you bought
so
that car,
odd.
like you paid for it. Like you can smoke in your car if you want to, and it's your decision whether you, as a person, want to like. If your child's in the car, it's your responsibility. But most parents who have children will open their window and smoke out of a car.
But it's freedom of choice.
Yeah,
I just
like-
don't seem like we have that. It's like we've been brought up in an environment where it's just like everything's so just suppressed. And you're told-
Like also like yeah, freedom of speech and like freedom of like freedom of anything. Like basically like the newspaper thing was like bad with like showing celebrities like you know like celebrities can do that thing where they like can make it so like newspapers can't publish their stuff that they can pay.
Oh, wait, you can buy them out.
Yeah,
buy
they can buy
pictures and
they can buy the pictures.
everything.
Like the thing is that I know that it's bad that the newspaper's going to be publishing that stuff, but like at the end of the day, they've chosen the celebrity lifestyle, so
Yeah.
they have to be aware that that could happen.
I don't understand why we hold people who are celebrities to such high standards anyway. Like, I don't understand why we think they're all just sound mates. Do you know what I mean?
They're
just
not.
regular people. Like
Yeah.
they're actors. Like they're not that amazing. Like, do you know what I mean?
I agree with you.
It's only the reputation that we give them that makes
Especially-
them what they are.
Especially like the people who just get famous off reality TV.
I know.
It's just like you are nothing.
The thing is, though, like, we've been all these things like television, phones, games, everything. Like it all just keeps us entertained. Do you know what I mean? So we don't actually think. Everything just keeps us like subdued, so we don't actually think about what's going on around us. We're so entertained by all this crap that they just feed us that we're just like, oh whatever, it doesn't,
Yeah,
doesn't
like,
matter. I've got all these. So throughout your whole life, you're just going to be entertained.
Yeah,
by
in sociology, when I was studying sociology at A level, when we were doing social class and like capitalist society, there's this thing called false class consciousness, and it's like how like society works, kind of like. It's like this is a very like black
I
and
did
white.
sociology.
This is very black and white. So like it's like basically you go out to work and then like this is like the ideal family thing. Like this is what the government want us to do. Man goes out to work, woman's at home, food cooked. The man then just like is allowed to come home and just like take his like anger at women. It's called the safety valve theory, but like also in the government's legislation they like have said how women should be like making it easier for their children, and it's just so like it's like how can you say that like in the 21st century, like how can you say that women should still like be at home and like ready having the like meal cooked and like all of this stuff. Like women are no different to men.
No, we're all the same. We all have that same ability to think.
This is
like,
coach number 2 of 4.
Like sorry, I'm not gonna just like sit around for the whole of my life
Yeah.
like doting after like men and kids. It's
do what
ridiculous.
you want.
But like I
It's
don't
like, it's all just
it's so backwards. It's ridiculous.
unbelievable.
We are now
And also, why do we have a royal family?
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Why do we have monarchy? Like, what? It's just like a way of bringing money. Again, money. It's a way of bringing money into.
Yeah. Also, it's like a facade, isn't it? Like it's basically meant to keep, British culture alive, which isn't anymore there. It isn't apparent anymore. Like it is there. Like it hasn't been there for a long time though.
No.
Money just creates. It's just all like every time I think about it, it just comes back down to money in my mind. Everything just triggers back down to money. Like money creates, it creates fear, and then that creates subordination. You get a nation of people that fear something, like the whole terrorist act. They can say anyone's a terrorist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hold them without charge as long as they want, and it's just fucked up. But like, it's just. What else was I saying? There's something else I was going to say. I can't remember.
I swear like voting's like next year or something.
Yeah, soon.
But when
It's a
is-
veto on the. That's in like 2016.
But when like I said they've been in power for ages.
Who?
Like
Tory, or
yeah,
the-
Tories and Lib Dems.
Oh, I don't know.
It's been like five years nearly.
Hasn't been that long.
It was beginning of GCSE.
Was it?
It was like the second year of GCSE, so they've been in for like 4 years.
How long does it last?
Oh wait, is it 6 years? Yeah.
I think it's 6 years.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Feels like a
It
lifetime.
doesn't matter whatever you do, they're all going to be corrupt.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I can just imagine Labour being voted in again.
it's just being aware. I know. It's gonna. Do you know what I mean?
It's
And
just
it'll be the
around-
same-
it's round in
it's
circles.
It's
It's
the same
just
shit. Like everyone takes it as Let's just agree who's gonna go next. Let's fight it out, hashing it out. It's not like we get a say anyway. They're all being used by the same people.
It's pretty much shit. Just go live in like in the middle of Iceland,
The
like
thing is,
middle of nowhere.
I want to learn about it, so I can be aware. So I can, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but but the more you learn about it, the more angry you're gonna get.
I know, but that's what I want to. I want it. I don't want to just not know about it. I prefer to be angry. Because then I can make a good point.
Yeah. True.
I want to get angry about it. It keeps me going.
Now approaching
I just sat back and thought, oh, you know.
But even like communism didn't work, so like nothing works. Nothing works.
I don't know, there are theories, but it's just too. They're
Yeah,
all
but
based, the ones that we're in now, all based around money.
should work, but it didn't work because people just want
Human
power.
nature, yeah.
People
People
want
who are in
power.
power want more of it.
And people who